Hi, in this presentation I'm going to talk about the difference between a hybrid vehicle and an extended range electric vehicle. Not trying to split hairs, but sometimes an extended range electric vehicle is mistakenly referred to as a hybrid. And there's a very large difference. First of all, I'll go ahead and point out the fact that right under this video that you're viewing, there should be a link that takes you to a website to do a VIN checkup. Basically, it's going to check the history of the car, of any used vehicle that you're looking at purchasing if you know the VIN. It's going to check the facts on a car, on a vehicle. And you can do that on any vehicle, motorized vehicle, whether it's an SUV, car, motorcycle, etc. And you can do that very easily with just a click of a button. If you're buying a vehicle just for yourself or possibly for your company, if you're a small company owner, you can check numerous vehicles on a monthly basis if you prefer, depending upon how many vehicles you're going to purchase. Okay, but back to the hybrid versus the extended range electric vehicles. And what you're looking at right now is a snapshot of my 2014 Cadillac ELR plugged in at a parking lot, a public parking lot. It's charging. Now, one thing that hybrids and extended range electric vehicles have in common is that you can plug them both in. The difference is the size and batteries or power supplies. The power supply on an extended range electric vehicle is much larger than a hybrid vehicle. Hybrids typically have small batteries that are probably 10 kW or less, rated at 10 kilowatt hours or less. An extended range electric vehicle, however, their batteries or power supplies are, generally speaking, at least 15 kilowatt hours or more. And you can drive an extended range electric vehicle, generally speaking, for 30 plus miles, over 30 miles without needing to start the engine. The reason that the engine exists in an extended range electric vehicle is that is your portable source of electricity if you need to drive a long distance. Because you can start the engine, or the generator, which I like to call it, and generate electricity, and that will add to the state of charge of the batteries or the power supply. And then, after you drive long for a while, then you can stop the engine or the generator and continue driving on straight electricity. Because while you're actually driving, your generator added to the state of charge of the power supply. So now you're driving gas-free once again without even stopping. So that's why I made the ugly analogy that the Tesla people probably going to call it an ugly analogy of a Tesla with its own portable generator. And a hybrid vehicle, on the other hand, you're not going to be able to drive a hybrid vehicle without gasoline. You must have gas to drive a hybrid. Typically, the way hybrids are implemented right now anyway, the typical hybrid is going to automatically engage the electric drive to assist the gasoline engine under certain circumstances, either during acceleration or when traveling at highway speeds, because the power supply is so small and it can't be used as the primary source of propulsion for the vehicle. But a hybrid, once again, is also plugged in. Okay, now I may have said this already, but one of the things that an extended range electric vehicle and a hybrid have in common is that they both are plugged in using the same interface, which is typically referred to as J1772 interface. That's what this ELR is using right now. The difference is the battery or power supply size. An extended range electric vehicle is basically a vehicle that will run only on electricity, no matter what your speed is. If you're traveling at highway speeds, 70 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour, for example, or on the city, and you're using only electricity. And for that reason, you're getting much smoother performance and much, much, much better miles per gallon, much better energy efficiency. Now, with a hybrid vehicle, you're probably going to end up approximately, depending upon the make model of the vehicle, you're probably going to end up with the MPG of somewhere around 40 to 50, 40 to 49 or something like that, depending upon if it's city or highway driving, whatever they say. Okay, now this is a slide from an extended range electric vehicle, specifically my 2014 Cadillac ELR. You see lifetime MPG is 98.6. That's as of August of 2017, 98.6. So there's no way, the way that hybrid vehicles are implemented right now, there's no way that the existing hybrids are going to match 98.6 miles per gallon overall, combination of city and highway driving. And the reason that this is showing 98.6 is because the way the computer calculates miles per gallon is total number of miles driven divided by the total number of gallons of gas used. Okay, now if my first 30 plus miles are gas free, those miles are not exempt. They're included in the calculation. If I do not plug my car in, then I will end up with mileage something along the range of what a typical hybrid user would experience. And I do not want to experience that at all. Now, if you're driving a gasoline vehicle, you'll be pleasantly pleased with the hybrid mileage, gas mileage. As you can see from what I'm accustomed to with my extended range electric vehicle, that is my Cadillac ELR, I would not be very pleased with driving a hybrid because hybrids typically get somewhere in the area of 40 plus or around 50 miles per gallon. And you're using gasoline most of the time while you're driving, even when you're sitting still. So I would not be pleased with that, not at all. But a regular gasoline-powered vehicle, somebody coming from a regular gasoline-powered vehicle would be pleased with a hybrid, I'm sure of that. And once again, if you're looking at purchasing a second vehicle or a vehicle for employee, if you're a small company owner, you can click on the link below this video, and depending upon what platform you're viewing this video on, if you're on YouTube, then the link is going to be part of the video. It's going to be small text in the video. But if you're looking at it on an outside website other than YouTube, it's going to be a link below the video frame. And that will take you to a website where you can do an instant VIN check, basically a background check of a vehicle that you're interested in purchasing to make sure that you're not buying a car that was in a previous accident, and it's going to provide you with information on the service records. It's going to check for mileage rollbacks. It's going to examine the vehicle to see if it's possibly a salvage vehicle. And all of that is going to be done for the low price of $19.95. And you can do that for multiple vehicles every month if you want to. The first time you go to do it, it's going to be $19.95. And thereafter, you have a month if you want to do another vehicle. And you can do as many vehicles as you want within 30 days for that one price, that one charge of $19.95. It's a very good service. But that's it in a nutshell for the difference between hybrids and extended range electric vehicles. And oh no, there's one more point I want to point out to you, and that is the Chevrolet Volt. I think I've already mentioned that the Volt is in fact an extended range electric vehicle. And Chevrolet has done something outstanding with the Volt in the years that they've been manufacturing it. They have increased the range on the Volt, the expected range on the Volt, to 53 miles on a full charge. And they've improved the acceleration time. The 0 to 60 acceleration time is much improved than the first couple of years that the Volt was being manufactured. And I'm glad, I congratulate Chevrolet on doing such a fine job with that vehicle.